Okay, folks, I'm Mr. Bitter. It's about 4:20 on April 21st. It is a Thursday. Today is day 3 of the first week of 12 weeks with the pros. We're talking about PvP with Socke, and he's going to be joining us right now, in fact. So I'm going to give him a call, and we're going to get started.
Hi.
Hello, sir. How are you doing?
Okay.
That's, that's
Uh,
always your answer. Oh, okay.
this okay isn't as good as yesterday's, but
Okay. All right. Well,
we're holding on
how
to
was your
it.
tournament?
Not so good.
Not so good.
Uh,
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that.
but let's go to PvP.
Okay, straight to PvP. We won't talk about that for long. All right, man. So today we are going to be discussing PvP. You've said on occasion that it's not a matchup that you're crazy about. Would you like to tell us a little bit about why?
Mm, yeah, PvP gets decided by either build order wins. There's after the first Stalker gets out, there's a couple of minutes where you can't get any scouting information,
Hmm.
and there's a possibility for build order wins. And if those don't occur, it very often comes down to just the first minor screw up, and the person who does that usually can't come back from it. So it's either one mistake decides the game, or build or loss. So there's not that much room to really bring a lot of skill in.
That's a bummer to hear that. Oh, go
Well, at
ahead.
least on the very high level. If you're better than him, you're gonna win
Hmm.
most of the time. But it's just that against good people, one mistake makes you lose the game.
Gotcha, 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 gotcha. Cool. Um, hey, cool. All right, so you got my message. So I will invite you to this game. Now, PvP is a matchup that's been dominated by Forgate for ever, basically. Is that still kind of your go-to build, and why is that?
Mm, the problem is that you can't be sure if you're getting forgated or not. And there's either builds which are safe against forgate, and then there's a forgate, and then there's builds which are not safe against forgate.
Hmm.
And if someone does a build that's not safe against forgate, like one gate Citadel or one gate Robo, and you're playing a build that's safe against forgate but not a forgate, then you're very far behind.
Hmm.
So
That sounds frustrating.
yeah, it's a bit stupid.
All right. Well, I've got 3 guys here today. Future is my teammate. SPS Blade is, in fact, that's VVV Alij. And Bear Stance is a buddy of mine who goes by JMag on the North American servers, and he is a dirty Frenchman. So that's what we're dealing with today. Is Forgate the build that you're going to be doing more often than not?
Do you want me to,
Well,
or
no, I mean, what do you prefer? I mean, you're the professional here.
I don't know? It depends on small hints they give me.
Hmm.
Also, the what happens with the first Zeld and the first stock on the map can tell you a bit if you can see them taking their second guess or not. So I don't really know
Okay.
before I start the game,
All right. Well, I'm gonna go
except for
ahead.
if it's map like Scrap Station or something.
I'm gonna go
Then
ahead
you
and
almost have to forgate.
okay, gotcha. I'm gonna go ahead and pop Future up there, and I'm just gonna kind of rotate through these guys so that way we're not playing the exact same thing over and over and over. I have no idea what he's gonna do. It's all gonna kind of come down to I guess what you see and what he decides he's got in store for us. So are you ready to rock?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Yeah, I would say from a spectator's point of view that PvP is one of the matchups that I get the least out of. Just watching. It's tedious, man. It's tedious. It's just one stalker or 2 stalkers, one zealot, and that's what's going to decide the game.
Yeah, I don't like watching PvP that much either. I think ZOZ can sometimes be even worse, but with stronger infestors, and if it gets to the mid game, then it's definitely more interesting than the Colossus Wars, which oftentimes ensue in PvP. Oh
All
yeah, there's
right.
also the cheeses possible in PvP, like cannon rushes or proxy gates.
Famously, the proxy gate. I guess that's something you'd have to watch out for on a two-player map like this.
Indeed. But also on four-player maps, there's almost always possibility for proxies to happen. Because in four-player maps, you're gonna be able to scout them much later. So if you miss the proxy location, you're not very likely to be able to defend it.
Cool. Well, I guess that's not cool, but noted.
Yeah,
So I'm guessing you're going to scout after dropping that gateway.
yeah, that's right.
Making sure there's nothing hiding in your base.
Yep.
Now we've seen a couple things kind of from time to time. I think TLO might have been the guy that I think did this first in like a show match. But like Stargate sometimes going Phoenix in PvP, is that something that has any merit in your opinion?
I wouldn't say that TLO did it first, but if you go blind Stargate and he goes blind robotics, then you're pretty far ahead.
Okay.
So one of those build order wins you can get. Of course, you're gonna lose to a 4-gate or Link Stalker, but against Robo, you're fine.
And then I guess the next thing I was going to ask you about is a 3-gate robo, where you get a few stalkers out to kind of deny the pylon if possible, and just stall until you have an immortal.
Sorry, what did you just say?
Sorry, I was asking about your feelings on like 3-gate robotics.
Yeah, that can work if you got the build down really well. Then you're also gonna be okay against the 4-gate. But the problem is if he's going 1-gate robo, then he's pretty far ahead.
That sucks.
Yeah.
So, what are you thinking, having seen as much of Future's base as you have?
Well, this is nothing uncommon. The second gateway is pretty early. It hints a bit to him not forgetting, but he could still forget. So I'm just gonna go forget him now for the first game,
All right.
so we can get into the mood for PvP.
For what we're going to see for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I felt a bit on the micro there, which means he gets better position. You always want to be able to keep their probe away, and if your units, you just want to push him back. It's about positioning. Kind of a bit like football, maybe.
Okay.
You're just fighting for the ground.
Is this American football or?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Okay, since the first engagement.
Oh, that's a big win. Now the whole goal here is to muscle your way up that ramp and warp in on the high ground, right?
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Yeah, I didn't micro too well, but his grew up when he was moving up his ramp,
Hmm.
where I was able to lower his stock account without losing mine. Kind of decided the game already.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you go for 1 gas 4 gate, then you're not going to be able to support 4 gate stalkers. And if you're able to keep their stock account lower than yours, then you can just dance around the zealots, and they won't be able to catch up to your stock account in case you don't miss micro.
All right. I think that was made even more difficult to spectate because you guys are practically the same color. I apologize for that. I wasn't paying attention when we started that game. So basically, 4 gates, and then it's just a micro battle. Don't miss your production cycles and see who can micro the best.
Indeed, if it's 4 gate against 4 gate and both pick the same build, then the attacker should usually lose, because he's bound to get quicker warp in nearer to the battle. And also, if it's with ramp, then he gets the first shot because he's uphill. So defensive 4 gate should win against offensive 4 gate.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Okay, so we're gonna hop over to Tal'Darim Altar, and this is a huge map. This is a really big map, but the warp in mechanic kind of, says, like, does that change anything? Like, warp in is such an odd mechanic. Is the size of the map going to dictate your strategy at all?
The size of the map only matters for the initial pylon,
Hmm.
because with the Zealot Stalker poke, I won't be able to gain that much ground. But since there's no ramp which can be defended with one force field, and also because the ramp closer to the main is without high ground, this is a forget map.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right.
The ramp is more important than the distance.
Well, we will see how it goes. Good luck, have fun.
This opening with the 3 stalkers, the only advantage of that is that you're able to push the first warp in, or the pattern for the second warp in
Hmm.
further back than you would be able to do with the Zealot Stalker. But if he manages to get the pattern up somewhere close to your base, then it's not a good opening.
What do you feel?
Oops.
What would it take to make for PvP to kind of develop further than just 4-gate?
What I mean, did 8 pattern just now somehow? So my build's gonna be fucked up.
No.
Do you mean balance changes, or?
Well, I mean, I don't really want to get into balance discussions so much, but I mean, I've seen a few PvPs that get into the mid game and they get kind of exciting. I just, what